Welcome to Trussville Today. I'm Brannon Dawkins with Tribune Digital Media. This is a new feature we'll be bringing you every month where we sit down with Mayor Buddy Choat and various other city officials to find out what's really happening in this community. Today we'll get started with the Greenway. Welcome back. As I mentioned earlier, I'm here with Mayor Buddy Choat for our first episode of Trussville Today.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about what the City of Trussville envisioned for this?
Yeah, what we hope to do, we want this to be informative. We want everybody to kind of see what's going on. We want to give a monthly report, kind of video, digital report of what's going on. But we're excited to be able to share the good news that's going on in Trussville, projects that have been ongoing. And I'm looking forward to letting the people see it, ask questions, and then also be a part of it and kind of know that they are part of this. This isn't about the city council and the mayor. This is for the whole city of Trussville. And
you mentioned the city council. We're going to be bringing the city councilmen on as well and letting them give us some updates.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea for, they're our elected officials like myself. I think it's good that the public understands what their role is, who they're working with. Let them be spotlighted, focused on the departments that they're working with. I'm looking forward to having them be part of it as well.
Well, we're excited too. And so one of the first things we want to talk about today, obviously we're standing on the pedestrian bridge on the Trussville Greenway. And this is a major project for Trussville that's finally coming to completion. So give everybody an update on the Greenway.
Yeah, I will, Brandon. As you can tell, this project's coming down to the wire. We're 5 years in the making on this, over 5 years. We have taken over pretty much the grass cutting, the clearing and all that. The project is not officially over yet. They're still working with Alabama Power and AlDOT on the lights in the park. The contractor has left the project, so we've made improvements such as the black iron fencing around the bridge here. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's a culmination of a lot of long hours and hard work, but we're excited that we're coming down to the end of it.
And although it's not officially open, people are using the Greenway like crazy.
They are, and you know, technically it's not official, but we've had so many people, we just know it's going to be a high demand, high traffic area. We want families to enjoy it. We want guests that come to our community to enjoy it. And I think they will. It's a beautiful trail all the way from Highway 11 all the way to the sports complex and back along the Cahaba River.
And when it officially opens, like we've mentioned before, there will be some kind of an event.
Absolutely. We're going to celebrate the opening of this Greenways Trail, and we want it to be a community event. We're going to try to schedule it where a lot of people can come and enjoy it that day.
Well, part of the Greenway project is to protect the Cahaba River system here, and there are some rules when it comes to that. So when we come back, we're going to tell you a little bit more about that part of the project. We'll be back in a minute. Well, welcome back. We wanted to get a little bit closer to the river and talk about part of the Cahaba River Enhancement Program. Tell people what that is.
Several years ago, a little over 2 years ago, the city signed a contract to come in and actually enhance, clean out the river, make it more flood proof for the city. You know, we have floods that have caused problems in the city. They came in and put tractors in the river, cleaned it out, widened it out, made some J-hooks, as we call them, to kind of control the flow. And in doing so, they also planted thousands and thousands of different species along the river that over a 5-year period we have to protect as part of our agreement. We can only stay outside of 60 feet from the center of the river, but the council has approved a contract with a company to come in and help us identify where they are. Those that aren't part of that, we're going to be able to cut this down where you'll have more visibility from the trail. This happens to be one of the entrances down here that was put in when they did the enhancement. People can actually come down and really get close to the river as we're standing.
And I think we need to be real specific about this because people need to understand, we don't want people to think the city's just not cutting all of this growth around the river. This is really important to preserve this ecosystem and protect it, and explain to people how long this will need to look this way.
Right. It was a 5-year program, and we're working with the Corps of Engineers who will monitor this every month for us. And that's why we've signed a contract with a company that will help us monitor. We didn't anticipate it being this overgrown, but due to the drought last year and then the rainy season this year, they came in and replanted. I think originally they planted like 7,500 plants along this river. They came back this past year and put out close to 5,000 more to replace those that died during the drought.
Wow.
So this is
Okay.
this is part of the enhancement. I encourage people to be patient with us. We've got another 2.5 years, almost 3 years to go. We want to make it as enjoyable as we can.
But this is so important for the protection of the river
Absolutely.
too. People need to understand that.
Absolutely, and we know that and we understand that, and we're going to make it as enjoyable as we can.
Well, when we come back, we've got some other issues in the city that we want to update you on, including an update on the library and a little budget talk as well.
Jefferson Memorial Funeral Home and Gardens is home-owned and operated by the Seal family. I've known Eddie Seal and his son Adam for over 25 years. They're community-oriented and, more importantly, good folks who know how to take care of people in their time of need. That's how Jefferson Memorial became Trussville's funeral home and cemetery. Jefferson Memorial is located at 1591 Gadsden Highway. You can call them at 322-0543. Before your need arises, let Jefferson Memorial family take care of your family.
Well, welcome back. Like we mentioned earlier, we want to get an update from Mayor Choat on a couple other things, including, let's start with the library. It's really come along.
Oh, it has. You know, our target date to be in that is by the first of the year. It was a $4 million project for us. It's going to be absolutely beautiful. The furniture packages, the bids came in last week. It's going to be absolutely gorgeous. The community is going to be very proud of it. They're working hard. I noticed Saturday they were out there working.
Yep.
So we're excited. That project hopefully will be completed in December, and we can be in that library after the first of the year.
Now, it's ended up taking out that older park area next to the library that we've had. So tell people what's happening there.
Yeah, part of the playground that was there has been taken in with parking. You know, we require more parking now. We got an auditorium and computer labs and classrooms and things like that. We're going to open the park back up. It's just going to be a smaller park, having basically the same thing in there with the exception of maybe the swing set we had to take out. We're going to remove the pea gravel that's in there, put some nice pine bark or rubberized surface in there for them. So the park will be enjoyed as well as the library.
And you and I joke, nobody will be sad to see the pea gravel go. We'll be
Probably
glad
not.
to have
some of the children
nice
that throw
surface.
it around a little
yeah,
bit.
maybe them, not parents for
Right,
sure.
right.
Well, that's going to be fantastic and it looks great. Let's talk city finances for a little bit.
Sure.
Because y'all are in budget season.
We are, and you know, looking at our revenues, that's what we operate on, obviously, is our sales tax, and I want to encourage everybody to remember what we always say, shop Trussville first. Our sales tax this year is trending about $1.5 million above last year, and that's in lieu of losing the Kmart and H.H. Gregg and some of those, but we've had some new ones come on board. We'll have the largest budget in the history of the city as we move forward, but that's a sign of growth and demands and services. And meeting with our finance team over the weekend, we're going to present it to the council this week for consideration. And we're just glad to be able to provide what we can based on what we have to work with out here.
And like you said, the main thing we wanted to leave people with there is shop Trussville. There's no reason not to.
Yeah, we're trying to give you every reason to. We've got new stores. We've got some new ideas that are coming to Trussville. And I know online shopping is real popular, especially with the holidays. But just remember, these tax dollars stay in Trussville. They go to our schools, our community. It provides us to do the services, keep people safe, and keep our parks up and finish projects like this that we're on today.
Last thing, let's give us a quick update. Something important happened last week about downtown. A little bit of an update there.
Yeah, I think it would be okay to announce we closed on the Edgar's property downtown, which is on the old sticks and stuff. They'll have a plan to submit a sign out there probably next month. We're excited. That was a long time in the works, and I think that's a great coup for the city of Trussville and downtown to help us part of our renovation of downtown.
Downtown's changing so quickly, it's really looking
great.
Yeah,
it's a slow process, but we're getting there.
We are.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we have for you today on our Trussville Today. We will be back next month with councilmen and with more issues, but we also want you to submit your questions to Mayor Choat, and you can email those questions anytime over the next month to news@trussvilletribune.com. So please send us your questions and your thoughts to help us make sure that we're bringing the information that's important to you to know about our city. Thanks for joining us. And again, I'm Brannon Dawkins for Tribune Digital Media.